Yesterday, I made a video with a group called NUFC Fans Against Sports Washing, as they actually plan on protesting outside St James's Park on Friday before the first Saudi Arabia match in protest of our ownership of the football club. The biggest criticism that this group actually got in my comment section last night was a lot of people claiming these Newcastle United fans aren't actually Newcastle United fans. Well, I decided that after the event, I walked away from it and I thought to myself, is that a possibility? Can these people actually not be Newcastle United fans? So I decided to do some research myself, and well, I can confirm that I actually have made some shocking discoveries, which I'm going to reveal to you in this video. Now, I mentioned in my video last night as well that I was going to be fair. I stand by that. I'm going to be fair both sides. I had a chance to attend an event last night. Now, the reason why I attended that event of part of media is because, well, I wanted to find out more about this group. What do they actually want to do with Newcastle United fans? What they want to do with the likes of War Flags, Alan Shearer, what they want to do with the club. And I'm going to defend Newcastle in this video because I think some of the claims they have made is unrealistic and they're just not fair. So I'm here to get through it all. I'm going to tell you what happened last night. Now, I know yesterday's video, it was directed a bit towards the political side of things as well, but this video is just about Newcastle United. I am a Newcastle United content creator. Therefore, I think it's probably the fairest way of doing this video is just to keep it on Newcastle United without trying to delve into the Saudi Arabia side of things. I want to just direct it on Newcastle United, what this group wants to do with the club. And also, some comments that I have seen about the leader of this group, it's definitely questionable, to say the least. So, without further ado, plenty to get into. Let's get straight into it. Now, I attended an event last night where it was an opportunity to come in, hear about the Newcastle United group, what do they think about the football club, what do they think about Saudi Arabia. It was an opportunity for people in Newcastle to actually come in and find out a bit more about the group. Now, I said before that I attended it as part of media. I would honestly say I thought there was actually more media there than people were attending. There was actually so much media. But I attended there to find out what the group's all about and what comments they would make about fan groups such as War Flags, what do they think about the Trust, what do they think about Newcastle United, what do they think about club legends such as Alan Shearer. They made quite a lot of bold claims and quite a few of them I don't actually agree with. So what did they say to them? We'll begin off with War Flags because, well, they actually wanted War Flags to have a flag display at St James's Park about the human rights issues in Saudi Arabia. Now, that's just not realistic whatsoever. If you know quite a bit about War Flags, this is a group of 30 to 40 volunteers. These are people that work during the day to come at St James's Park in the night time. It is completely fan funded. It depends on money from Newcastle United fans to actually make these flag displays. Now, let me ask you guys a question now. Would you donate money to War Flags if they were going to make a flag display about the human rights issues in Saudi Arabia? I can honestly say that I think more or less every single Newcastle United fan will say no. That it's not realistic whatsoever. It costs them thousands, if not tens of thousands of pounds to make these flag displays. They've got a good 20 to 30,000 flags in containers. They're so busy, they've got to actually promote the club this season. Champions League matches have got to have stuff for the yellow wall. They've got to do so much for the club. And it's not beneficial for the club as well. I mean, would that help the players in the pitch having stuff like that in the crowd? No, I think it would have a hindrance on the team. Anyhow, the players, the ownership, everyone has said how important War Flags is. So I don't think it's a realistic ask to actually ask him to do something like that. I don't think that's fair whatsoever, and I can't actually agree with War Flags and why they're probably not doing it. As for Alan Shearer, they actually dedicated a few minutes to him yesterday. So John, this is the spokesman, probably the leader, I would argue, in terms of the fan group against sports washing. Now remember this part, this is going to be quite important in a few minutes time. But John came out and he started calling Alan Shearer a hypocrite. So he was comparing the solidarity of Gary Lineker when he got axed from the BBC. So he compared Shearer leaving the BBC for a short period of time. And he said, well, if Shearer's doing that, why is he not going against the ownership of this football club? And he was pointing out in the meeting, he was showing Alan Shearer top going, well, this is a story I had with my dad 20 years ago. He was going into detail about his personal history of Alan Shearer. Again, remember this because this is quite important. But some other things as well they wanted to do. So they wanted fan groups to get involved, people such as the Trust. They wanted all the Newcastle groups, fan channels, whatever it may be. They wanted everyone to get involved and to be talking about these Saudi Arabia sides of the football club. Some of the speakers there, so we have people in the audience that had a chance to speak at the end now. A 76-year-old Liverpool fan decided to have a conversation now. I promise you, this is the exact terminology he used, but He was actually mentioned on the takeover night. He was calling Newcastle United fans drunken savages for not cleaning up after they celebrated takeover. Now, I remember the next one, hundreds of Newcastle fans actually went back and started clearing all the rubbish up. So I definitely think those comments made by the audience was unfair. But yeah, I couldn't believe someone called for drunken savages, but I swear down, someone actually said that yesterday. And finally, as for the Newcastle United side of things from the event last night, before we actually start talking about comments made by individuals who are in charge of this group, they were mentioned the fact that they believe that the council, they believe that journalists, they believe that the local media is scared to talk about the Saudi Arabia side of the club. They believe that Newcastle United was controlling the media, and they just believe that people should speak out more, and I think that was the point they were trying to put across. And as they mentioned before, they are actually protesting outside St James's Park on the Friday. Now, to be honest, I can't actually talk on a personal level about my relationship with Newcastle United and about, I guess, my video last night. Now, for me, I'm fan-led media. I actually have media agreements with the club, with the women's team. I have a very good relationship with Newcastle United, I would say. Everyone in the media side of things of the club actually do know me. And honestly, let's say my video last night, do I personally think Newcastle United will do something about it because I made that video? No, I don't think they would. I think the club is fair. I think the club is fully aware that people are going to have comments on social media. I think the club knows, in my point of view, I'm just covering the club as a Newcastle United reporter. They kind of know that. For me, I'm covering every aspect of the club. And no, I don't think I would face any punishment. I don't think I would face any repercussions for talking about the Saudi Arabia side of things. So, as for the club controlling the local media, I can't speak on behalf of them, but I can speak on behalf of myself and think that Newcastle, I think, are fair. I don't think they would do something like that. From my point of view anyway, Newcastle do treat me well. Newcastle are fair with me, and I don't think I would get any punishment for my video yesterday. And as for Newcastle, let's say I did something that did in fact upset the club. I trust in the club and I trust in the media team that they would let me know if I've done something wrong. They would let me know if they're not happy with something. I mean, these are fair individuals. The staff members are good with you. They treat you well. And in my point of view, I do actually like the club a lot in terms of the media. I think they are fair with fans. As for some of the comments that have been made on social media over the past few years by one of the members, John. Now, I actually interviewed John yesterday, who again I would argue is probably the leader of the group. He's someone that's going to come out in the media side of things, do interviews for the press. Someone that's going to express his opinions on the group towards Newcastle and towards Saudi Arabia. Now, I have to apologise on behalf of me because, well, if I was aware of some of the comments he has made, I would have questioned him on it yesterday. I'm kind of kicking myself that I haven't actually looked into this in advance. Pretty much, I uploaded my video and you guys started claiming that John is not actually a Newcastle United fan, so I've decided in my free time, let's do some research, let's check out his social media page and let's see if we can actually find anything that could potentially suggest that being the case. A bit of a spoiler alert for you, I have actually found some quite questionable tweets he's put out. So he has a Twitter account from 2007 which he made. That means that any comment he has made over the last 16 years, I can actually just go on his Twitter account and just look. I can look at what he said about the football club. I can look if he's mentioned much about Newcastle. And I want to start things off by mentioning Alan Shearer. So again, I made this clear in the video a few minutes ago. But he called Alan Shearer a hypocrite yesterday, and he was probably slagging off our club legend, I would argue. But some of the comments he's made towards Shearer over the years are terrible. I mean, this one here, I'm sorry, but hashtag Shearer is dead to me. Like, why would you say that about a club legend that scored 206 goals? Obviously, you're claiming that you're a Newcastle fan. Like, why would you say that about a club legend? I couldn't believe that one when I see that. That one's definitely questionable. We also have love hashtag Shearer, but only dictators and melomaniacs allow statues of themselves to be erected in their lifetime. I mean, again, as a Newcastle fan, like, why would you say that about Alan Shearer? Like, it's so weird. Like, Alan Shearer, that's clearly an incredible moment for him. I can imagine on that day when he's seen his statue get put up outside St James's Park, that must have been an incredible feeling for him. I mean, you got to remember as well, this is a guy that actually turned down Manchester United to play for Newcastle. He would have won every single trophy imaginable at Manchester United, but instead he joined his boyhood club for 10 years. That's a bold move. You don't see that much in football from them actually turn down what would have been a bigger move for him on a playing level. He played for Newcastle and retired Newcastle. He is a club legend. I think to see comments about that, again, we've got hashtag Shearer is condoning cheating again. It's just, like, why would you make these sort of comments? Now, the problem I have been is that, well, when you're a part of a group, you're trying to promote Newcastle fans to get involved with this group. You're just pissing them off with comments like that. Now, I know these comments are from, what, 7, 8, 9 years ago. But the fact is, he still has made those comments, and I just can't defend him. I think some of the comments he's made towards Hugh are nasty. I think some of them are quite targeted, and I just can't really defend John for some of the comments he has made. What comments has he made about Sunderland over the years? Well, let's find out. It's Sunderland's wonderful fans and management I feel sorry for. Hashtag better luck next time. Hashtag well played. Hashtag football is the winner. Okay. If any hashtag Sunderland fans need to borrow my hashtag sack the board tonight, they're more than welcome to do so. Hashtag solidarity. I don't really get some of these comments. It's strange to come off as quite weird, and for me, obviously I promoted this guy in my video yesterday, so I think it is fair to make you guys aware of some of the comments he has made over the years. Now, I will also defend John somewhat, because if you actually look at his Twitter page, he has talked about Newcastle in thousands, if not tens of thousands of comments over the years, so it is someone that has actually had real interest in the club from at least 2009. So it's not like he's just kind of jumped in now to take what's happened. He has actually made comments in the club throughout the years. So I think it is fair to let you know about that. But for me, obviously, like I said before, I have shown this guy off my video yesterday, I have promoted him, so I do want to apologise in advance for not being aware of these comments, because, well, for me, I kind of do need to be aware about them. So the fact that I am now, I thought it would be fair to call out in this video. It's probably the main reason why I made this video, just to let you know what's going on. For me, I mean, I'm not going to be making many videos on this sort of thing anyway. I'll be making a little segment on Friday where I'm showing you what's actually happening outside St James's Park, but I just want to let you guys know about it. Hopefully that's kind of cleared things up a little bit. Hopefully this is a fair video. I feel like it is fair. I've talked about comments that he has made on social media. I don't feel like this is I guess target. I don't feel like I'm kind of swerving either side. I just made a video where I guess in defence of Newcastle United and why I personally believe some of the comments that I have made aren't the fairest towards the club. But I want to kind of address this all in the video, because again, I have actually touched on this yesterday in a video. I have dedicated a video towards this, so I think it'll be fair after attending the event to let you know my honest personal thoughts about it, to let you know things about John, the so-called leader of the group, I would say. But let me know your thoughts down below anyway. What do you think about all this? You think I've been fair in this video, or do you think it's definitely something that we should call out? For me, I just didn't like some of the comments made. I had to be brutally honest. I know there have been from so many years ago, but again, when you're going to be this sort of petition, when you're trying to get Newcastle fans involved, these are upsetting comments. These are comments that are going to anger fans, and I can see why people would call them out on this. I think some of these things are probably fair to call out. Again, wishing or telling Shearer that you're dead to me, that's a bad comment to make as a Newcastle fan. Like, you wouldn't ever make a comment like that, in my personal opinion. But yeah, we've got this all out of the way now. Obviously, we've got Champions League matches coming up the next couple of weeks. I will subvert my videos back into Newcastle United base. Now, there always have been Newcastle United related, but in this case with the Saudi Arabia weekend, yes, I will be making my vlogs at the games. I didn't get a chance to announce it yesterday, but I will in fact be going to both of the games. I want to see what happens. I want to see everything that's going on. I'm going to cover it. I'm going to speak to people from Saudi Arabia. I want to make a fair video on Newcastle on the topic, but I definitely had to mention that from yesterday though. So obviously apologies, I haven't meant to kind of deceive people, I haven't meant to decept anyone. These are things that I've found out after the event yesterday. I've had a look into it, and some of those comments are questionable, I will have to say. But guys, let me know your thoughts down below. Take care, and I will see you all in the next one.